Mine is on.
Hello.
Turn her up a little bit.
Testing.
Bring the beat in.
Can you hear me now?
Are we online? Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Pocomoke City Mayor and Council meeting. Today is Tuesday, February 18th. It is 6:33 p.m. Would you please stand with us for the Pledge of Allegiance? Thank you. Councilwoman Downing, could you lead us in prayer tonight?
Thank you, Lord. Father, in the name of Jesus, God, we're grateful for another day and another opportunity. Thank you for blessing us, God. Thank you for all your blessings, God. We ask you to be in the midst of the meeting. God, we ask you for your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, because we can't do anything unless you give us that knowledge. And we thank you for it. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Moving forward to item number 2, approval of the minutes from January 14th and February 3rd, 2025. Council, is there any discussion? No, I do have some discussion on this. Reviewing the minutes, I saw that they were extremely vague. I'm not asking you all not to approve them, but what I am saying is we need more detail. There were a couple things that I talked about in the last meeting. And most of what I said was extremely condensed, and I believe that we need to be more intentional about that to make sure that we record it. Remember, in the last meeting, I said that these minutes are going to be a gateway for the future. That's how they'll know what we were thinking. And oftentimes we have to go back and read things from a previous time to know what they were thinking, to know what their intentions were. And we have to be intentional about laying that framework as well. Council, is there any other discussion?
I have none.
I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of January 14th and February 3rd, 2025.
I second.
Who seconded?
I did.
Brooke, okay. The motion has been properly made and seconded. All those in favor use the sound aye.
Aye.
Those that oppose, you have the same right. So moved. Thank you. Moving forward to item number 3, review and approval of the current bill list for payment. Council, is there any discussion?
Yes. The last few bills, it was something a little different than I've seen before. I think it deals with waste order bill. Really couldn't read it. There's some testing, MDE testing, I believe it was. Is that a standard affair?
That testing is once a year. It's 2 more years.
I got you. And this is the last year of it. Thank you. That's it.
Is there any more discussion?
No.
I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills as presented.
I second.
Y'all gotta stop doing that. The motion has been properly made and seconded. All those in favor use the sound aye.
Aye.
Those that oppose, you have the same right. So moved. Thank you. Pay the bills.
The bills.
Moving forward to item number 4, invoice for approval, Public Works, Horse Farm. Mr. East.
Should have stayed there.
Okay. Yeah. Couple of issues. we have two wells that need to be read, and the prices went up last year, we didn't count on that. Went from 25 to.
My council, my thing is, this is something that has to be done. We understand that we're living in a world where prices are skyrocketing, everything.
What's your recommendation, Mr. East? I know in the past we've used Somerset.
That's pretty much the only person around here that does it. We've called two other places. One said, no, we don't do commercial. Another one said, they haven't called us back.
Right.
Somerset's one that,
I'm very comfortable with Somerset doing it.
and they do. we
That's,
do all
that's
four
Mr.
units.
Mike Hall, right?
Mike Hall.
Well, if I can just add, I couldn't read the other bids. Somerset's was the only one I actually could read. I could read that.
Are you on the horses or are you on the? You're on the horses.
Okay, so Somerset was the one the only one.
Yeah, that was the
It's-
only bid.
it Still stands,
One
still
said
stands.
no,
That was the
one
only one I could read.
Right. We do all four wells. These are the two that are down right, we're going down right now that we read.
Okay,
representing each of the wells.
Correct.
So this is 29 per well.
29 per well, yes, sir.
So we're looking at,
6,500 for the vibrating pump.
all right, so we're looking at 70 grand for the,
65.
okay. I don't see Mr. East that's the head of Public Works. Mr. East seems like this is the road we need to go down. I support Mr. East.
consensus.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The horse.
Go ahead.
We're doing the horse thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Ennis got us a quote for $6,932 to get, some windows and doors and stuff repaired there. So, we only had that one quote because nobody else wanted to touch it. And as far as the budget, we haven't received a check yet, so it's gonna be upside down.
What was this Lowe's thing? Was that a quote on windows?
The what?
The Lowe's thing? It says quote name windows.
That would have been Lowe's, yes.
Okay. Oh, that's just for the windows.
Just for windows.
I got it. And the other guy's doing the installation.
Right.
Understand. I see where material deposit before ordering.
Yeah, he needs the money for the material and then the labor will be last. While I'm here, we have a mixer, from Hills we're getting rebuilt. That was not in the budget also. New one is about 11,000 and the rebuild was half.
There,
For what, the mixer?
For the mixer.
50.
That was 5,600,
5780.
5,780.
Cool.
Well, in order to do the line item transfer, it would have to come before the mayor and council on our next mayor and council meeting.
How critical is this? The mixer.
Well, we have three, but there's the other one, but.
Something we can wait on until the next meeting?
March,
Or is this something needs to be acted on now, Mr. East?
March 3rd.
March 3rd.
Yes, March 3rd.
That's 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
You're good to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Easton. Are we comfortable with the horse farm, thing? Putting new windows in, they need it.
I mean, my thing is, if it's no, if it's only one bid,
Yeah,
if anyone objected, they could have spoken and said they objected, so we just keep on moving.
it's looking forward to getting the horse barn back up to where it needs to
Needs
be.
to be.
Our tour there the other day was very educational. I think the city, there's many things that the city can do a little bit better there. And I also think there's some things that the tenants can do better there. And we look forward to working together to make that a better place.
Moving forward to item number 5, termination of grant. Mr. Young, would you like to come up? Good evening.
To you all, Weston Young, Chief Administrative Officer with Worcester County. So the current property dockside, was acquired, say it goes back to 2008, CDBG.
12 years
grant.
ago.
Yeah, it's been some time, and, in getting that grant, there were certain conditions that were put in that grant that with 3 different restaurant owners, Riverside, Mallards, and now Dockside, they've been unable to meet those terms. In that time, the county has continuously been having to do grant paperwork for terms that there's no way we're ever gonna be able to meet those. Bit of insanity can be doing this in perpetuity. So ultimate request was, to the state, how do we end the grant that we're never gonna be able to achieve, the terms of? And
Excuse
one
me,
of-
Mr. Young,
Yeah.
real quick. Would you please, adjust the microphone?
Is that this better?
Turn him up. Thank you.
Thank you, Mindy. So yeah, the ultimate ask to the state was, what is the method or what are the potential methods to get out of this grant terms? Ultimately, the goal has been to give you all the freedom to do whatever you want with it without any strings attached. If you wanted to sell it right now prior to this, we would need to go to the state and they're going to want a cut of that. What this lien does is it says for a 5-year period, that's still in place like it is today. However, effective you all signing it, the mayor signing it, and our commission president signing, we no longer have to do the grant paperwork. And from this date to 5 years post, once that time period is up, there are no state strings. So if you decide to keep it, that's great. If you decide to sell it after the 5-year period, it's all yours. If you try to sell it now or within that 5-year period, the state's going to want their cut. And the county is purely a pass through. And it's just been from, one of the first complaints I got when I came to the county back in 2020, was we've been doing this grant paperwork since 2008 and it's ridiculous. So that's sort of the history of this. Again, the county is not saying what to do with the property. It is your property. It's just there's these state strings that we're looking to sever, and this seems to be the cleanest way of doing it. So with that, I'll gladly take any questions, or I can go.
This has
sit
been
down.
a long-standing issue. Probably since 2008. I know Councilwoman Downing and myself can really contest it. I can contest it when I came on. It's always been a bone of contention. This conversation comes up every single year when it's time to do reporting. It's gotten a little bit better than what it was in the past, but nonetheless, this will alleviate all of that. I think this is a great thing. We've spoken with the current tenants in the restaurant. We've explained all of this to them. They're not being put out. That's not the intention of the county or the city. So council, if you give me the approval, I will sign the contract.
With the strongest approval, this does nothing but benefit.
Make the motion.
I make a motion that we sign this, to terminate this grant and unencumber the citizens of Pocomoke for repayment should that restaurant be sold.
Second.
The motion has been properly made and seconded. All those in favor use the sound aye.
Aye.
Those that oppose, you have the same right. Mr. Young, I will deliver it to you in a couple days.
Yes, thank you so much. I
And
appreciate it.
Mr. Young, I'd like to personally thank you and Kim Reynolds for carrying the load on this for so long.
Yeah, no, Kim's the one that's been carrying the water for years now. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Moving forward to item number 6, resolution number 2025 R-9.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
We were just gonna read the
evening.
resolution.
This is a request by Joan and Susan Stevenson, who are heirs and daughters of the late William D. Stevenson, who acquired 2 properties located at the intersection of Front Street and Linden Avenue, 2 Front Street and 4 Front Street. And as part of their efforts to clean up the legal descriptions, the survey boundaries, and the property lines, they had to do a new survey, and as a result of the survey, they are asking the city to accept a donation of a 0.98 and a 0.02 acre remnant parcel to the city as a donation. This would be adjacent to another property that the city donated, or they donated to the city back in 1992, that borders Bridge Street. The property itself are wetland and floodplain conditions. It borders Terrapin Run, which is a drainage ditch. We believe it might be in the best interest to accept a donation and have more control over that drainage ditch. It can't be built upon, so we think it's a logical donation. I think they did a great job of explaining it in their correspondence to you dated back on December 6th. Some great illustrations. We've included the resolution for council action.
Thank you. Resolution number 2025 R-9, a resolution of the mayor and council of Pocomoke City, Maryland, accepting the conveyance of real property. Whereas pursuant to Title 7, Section 93 of the pursuant to Title 12, Section 93 of the Pocomoke City Charter entitled Town Property, the mayor and council of Pocomoke City is authorized to acquire by gift, bequest, devise, lease, or condemnation, conveyance for public purpose, any real property. And whereas the mayor and Pocomoke City have been requested to accept a donation of property identified as Area A, consisting of a 0.98 acre, 30,927 square feet, in Area C consisting of a 0.02 acre, 1,064 square feet as identified on the survey and boundary line adjustment of the land of William D. Stevenson, prepared by GEY, George E. Young, land surveyors, and dated for April 17th, 2024, and further shown as Exhibit A. Whereas the city owns an adjacent property identified as parcel 2870, tax map 400, that has frontage to Bridge Street and adjoins a tidal influent stream identified as Terrapin Run, and the property to be donated shares a common boundary with city property. Whereas it is in the best interest of the city to accept this donation, as this property is subject to periodic flooding and is a designated posturing wetland. Now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and city council of Pocomoke City that the mayor and city council of Pocomoke City do hereby accept the conveyance by dedication of the following real property: all the parcels of land lying between in Pocomoke City's First Tax District, Worcester County, State of Maryland, and being more particularly known as the 0.98 AC Area A, to be conveyed to parcel 2870, and the 0.02 AC Area C to be conveyed to parcel 2870 of the land of William D. Stevenson, tax map 400, grid 8, parcels 556, tax map 400, grid 8, parcels 557, deed 246-123 and SWN 41-348, First Tax District, Worcester County, Maryland, particularly described in the deed surveyed attached hereto and made part therefore as Exhibit A. Thank you. Moving forward to item number 7, proclamation for Mr. Norman Ennis. And was raised in the local where he taught of the city's social and civic fact. Mr. Ennis is a proud graduate of Oklahoma High School class of 1965 and dedicated his career to serving the Worcester County community as a school bus driver, poultry farmer, and maintenance employee for the Worcester County Board of Education. And whereas, as a beloved school bus driver in Pocomoke City, Mr. Ennis safely transported generations of students to and from school, becoming a cherished figure in the daily lives of our many young residents. His kindness and humor left a lasting impression, particularly on those who participated in Pocomoke athletics, where he was not only a reliable driver, but a steadfast supporter of student athletes, always cheering them on from the sidelines. And whereas Mr. Ennis's impact extended far beyond his professional endeavors. As he was an advocate for agricultural education and youth development, devoting his time to numerous organizations, including serving on the board of the Great Pocomoke Fair since its inception in 1994, and as its chairman, where his leadership and commitment helped shape the fair into a cherished community tradition. Whereas his dedication to the agricultural community was evident through his active participation in 4-H, where he was a leader of the LFD and 4-H All-Stars, as well as through his leadership in the Worcester County Poultry Club, Delmarva Poultry Fanciers Club, and the Delmarva Poultry Association, further cementing his legacy as a mentor and an advocate for all youth in agriculture. And whereas Mr. Ennis' passion for community engagement extended beyond agriculture, as he coached and sponsored numerous softball and volleyball teams, and served as a former president of the Delmarva Coon Hunters Association, and was honored with the American Poultry Association Lifetime Achievement Award for his lifelong commitment to the poultry. Whereas his unwavering devotion to Pocomoke City and its residents was demonstrated not only through his public service, but also through his roles as a dedicated family, loving husband, father, grandfather, and great-grandfather, leaving behind a legacy of love, kindness, and service. And whereas the city of Pocomoke recognizes this profound loss felt by his wife, Alice G. Butler Ennis, his children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and extended family, as well as the many individuals whose lives he touched through his mentorship and community service. And now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Todd J. Knott, Mayor of Pocomoke City, on behalf of the City Council and the residents of Pocomoke City, do hereby extend our deepest condolences to the family and friends of Norman Morrison Ennis, and express our heartfelt gratitude for his invaluable contributions to our community. Be it further resolved that this proclamation be presented to his family as a lasting tribute to his enduring impact on Pocomoke City and the surrounding community. In witness thereof, I hereby set my hand and cause the City of Pocomoke City to be affixed this 18th day of February 2025.
That's one thing, but when he got so he wasn't able to drive, we had to go to the fairground at least one time a week to check things out. And I know Billy's just glad that, we're not visiting.
So Ms. Alexstree, what I recognize is behind everything that you does. So we want to recognize you tonight. These are my favorite flowers. They're my favorite people. Thank you all. Moving forward to item number 8, Fourth Friday Street Festival season. Susan.
That's a tough act to follow. Let me introduce myself to you that might not know. I am Susan Redden, and I am a proud resident of Pocomoke City, Maryland, and I have lived here all my life, minus a couple of years at college, and I am your new Pocomoke City Events Coordinator, and I am just thrilled and excited to be working with each one of you. Oh, thanks. I'm just really excited to bring some great ideas to our families and to our residents of Pocomoke and just really showcase what our town has to offer. And I'm really excited to get the ball rolling in April with a couple of our events. So just thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And on behalf of Kara Lacey and myself, we are fastly approaching our 12th season of Fourth Friday Street Festivals in downtown Pocomoke. The Downtown Pocomoke Association would like to request the City Council to approve the application to sell beer and wine in the event that take place on the fourth Fridays, April through September, starting this April. Members of the Downtown Pocomoke Association have taken a class at the Worcester County Health Department and are TIPS certified to serve alcohol. We have always had the support from the Worcester County Board of License Commissioners and will continue to successfully and safely follow the rules and regulations. The consumption of alcohol in non-glass containers will only be allowed within the closed-off areas of Market Street from Front Street to Second Street. Signs that read "No beer and wine" past this point are set in place and as reminders, and we also have the assistance and support of the Pocomoke City Police Department. Money raised from beverage sales allows the Downtown Pocomoke Association to host several free events to our public. It allows us to promote and beautify the downtown area while also giving back to local charities and nonprofits. We hope you understand the importance of our request and approve the application. Thank you.
Thank you. Council, the dates are April 25th, 2025, May 23rd, 2025, June 27th, 2025, July 25th, 2025, August 22nd, 2025, and September 26th, 2025. Is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion, we approve all those.
Second.
The motion has been properly made and seconded. All those in favor use the sound aye.
Aye.
Those that oppose, you have the same right. So moved, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
You can give it to me afterwards.
Welcome. We're happy to have you.
Definitely. Moving forward to item number 9, special one-day liquor license permit, the annual Cash and Bash. Mike's not here. We received a application. You can give it to me afterwards. We received an application for the annual Cash Bash at 1410 Market Street. It's going to be on March the 22nd, 2025, from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. I just need your approval. Is there a motion to approve?
For the annual Cash Bash.
A second.
The The motion has been made and properly seconded. All those in favor use the sound aye. Those that oppose, you have the same right. You're an aye? Aye. CL's an aye. Put it on the record. So moved, thank you. Moving forward to item number 10, a presentation by the Nature Conservancy. Let me just say that when they reached out to me, they sent me it was a lot of information in the email. And one of the things that they were talking about was flood mitigation. So that's when I said, hey, listen, you're talking about flood mitigation, you need to come before all of us. So then I talked to CL and I was like, yeah, they're talking to talk about flood mitigation, and he said the same thing. So I think this is something we'd all like to hear.
Great. Well, thank you. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for the opportunity for having us come here. So my name is Joe. I'm with the Nature Conservancy Maryland DC chapter. I have my project team colleagues with me here as well. Liz Vandola, Nicole Carlozo from the Maryland Department of Natural Resources, and Emma DeAngeli from Resources for the Future. And we're here today to talk to you about our NOAA-funded project and this opportunity for Pocomoke City. So our project team is offering direct technical assistance to help with flooding projects and coastal solutions at no cost to the city. So we know there's already been some work in this area. We've read the reports from ROW Inc. and Michael Baker International and been in contact with Dan here for several months at this point. And we plan to build upon these assessments and not reinvent the wheel. So what our team can do is provide additional data and information to support decision-making around Pocomoke City's community resilience and flood projects. Through methods such as cost-benefit analysis, additional flood modeling, and community engagement and data collection, our project can expand the understanding of the proposed projects in Cypress Park and beyond. For example, we hope to explore the longevity of proposed solutions, given projections beyond the year 2060 as recommended by the ROW report. We can see how projects can support resilience and economic development by protecting assets in the community. Our team can deliver actionable information to support local planning efforts and future grant applications regarding flooding, economic development, and more. This could come in the form of maps that demonstrate how various policies and adaptation measures could modify flood risk, the costs and benefits of various plans, and community-identified resilience goals to anchor our planning efforts. But ultimately, we want our work to support your goals when it comes to flooding and resilience. And so you might be wondering, what's our team's goal with this project? As mentioned, we are funded through NOAA, and our hope for this work is to better understand how to deliver technical assistance and build capacity, and take lessons from working with you all here to support the resilience of other communities in the future. So this project would have a short timeline, wrapping in the fall of 2025. And our team has previous experience doing this kind of work. In 2022, members of our team worked with the city of Crisfield on scoping flood adaptation projects with local government and community. In 2019, members of this team investigated the flood protection benefits of various natural coastal habitats across the Chesapeake Bay in Maryland. So again, this project would be at no cost to Pocomoke City, but we would hope to engage with local government and community as we work through the fall. Today, we would like to answer any questions that you might have, myself included, and my teammates back here, and figure out a path forward and timeline towards a decision regarding our proposed project. Thank you for our time, and we're happy to answer any questions you might have.
I don't have any questions necessarily, but are you aware of the flooding issue that we have in Cypress Park?
Yes.
I think that is of greatest concern among all of us. So hopefully, if the council agrees to this partnership, you'll be able to work with Dan, Mike Wyatt, and Bill East, and based on the data, and give us some viable solutions. I look forward to this. Probably an answered prayer. Council, are there any questions, comments?
How long do you think this, this program, this study that you're planning will tail?
So we only can work through the fall of 2025 because we are funded through a grant, and that's when that grant period ends.
Okay.
So, yes, it's and that's with getting a no-cost extension for that project.
So you come up with a solution, we decide possibly to use yours, and then we have outside interests that perform the shovel work, or is that something that you're gonna do for us?
So yes, we would be working on doing planning efforts. We could come up with, yes, additional adaptation solutions, refine the work that's already been done, add additional analysis like cost benefit analysis and things like that. But then for using that information that is actionable, you can, yes, bid that out, apply for grant funding to get a shovel-ready project.
Unrelated. It just came to my mind.
Sure.
You guys have a pretty nice short film. And I've seen it down in Bellhaven or down on the Eastern Shore of Virginia. Maybe it was in Nancock on the Barrier Islands.
Yes, yes, I know that.
I would strongly encourage you to get up with the Marva Theater. And it would be a great way to increase your name recognition up here.
Sure.
And as a pathway to this project, you can work with Miss Redden over there on this. She's their events coordinator. I've seen the film and it was eye-opening to the work that you guys do on the Virginia's Eastern Shore. I'm very familiar with it. Whatever you do, don't plant any subaquatic vegetation near my house because it's taken over to the city of Oyster.
Right, yes, yes.
But for God's sake, yeah, if you can actually, that would be a wonderful thing for the city of Pocono. We have a venue over here, much like the Roseland where it played down in Nancock. I've been in contact with a couple folks down there trying to get it done, but you might be able to help us with that.
We certainly could help you with that. We also have another short film about the work that we did in Crisfield that's premiering at the Ocean City Film Festival. It's March 7th, is that right, Liz?
Why not? Why isn't it premiering in Pocono?
We have a
We're
theater.
just starting our, here.
I get you, man. Listen.
So is this going to be is the Pocomo, work going to be documented as well?
I don't think that's something that we've discussed amongst our team, but we have resources from our marketing department. That's a possibility, but that's not something we've discussed to this point.
Listen, we've had a lot of publications out on this town, and none of them have been positive. We need one.
I hear you.
But I would really welcome that opportunity, and Miss Redden will open the doors for you to make sure that happens. I've seen the film. It's quite good. It's very educational, and it puts the Nature Conservancy and their clients in a very good light. And plus it'd be a fun night out. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to comments from the council, Councilwoman Cotman.
I don't have any comments. Thank you.
Girl, I don't even know why I asked. Councilwoman Downey.
I don't really have any comments. Just thank everybody for coming out, and it's good to see everybody.
Thank you. Councilman Marshall.
I also want to echo Councilwoman Downing sentiments of having everybody out. I think it's wonderful. Community engagement's a wonderful thing. I will add that recently we toured, some of us toured the city-owned properties, and it was very educational in a lot of lights. You know, I'm pleased to say that many of our properties were in better shape than I anticipated, and that made me feel good. We were able to identify some actionable items, such as the horse barn with these windows and a few other things around town. Mr. Barkley was key in identifying some things that we could do better as a town, and we're beginning to address them. One of the hidden gems that we saw, and it's been a long time since I've been in the train station, but what a beautiful place and what an excellent job those folks have done with that train station. I cannot, if you have the opportunity to go see it, go. I would encourage the people with the train club to make it more accessible to the general public, because we had a ball in there, man. It was really nice. So, with that, just thank you for being here, and we look forward to working with you guys.
Thank you. Moving on to comments from the mayor. It is so great to see an audience full of people tonight. Make sure y'all come back on March the 1st. Or better yet, come to the planning and zoning meeting tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's good to see everyone out there. Councilman Marshall and I had a unique opportunity last week to attend an event in Annapolis. And I can't speak for him, but I can speak for myself and say those types of events refresh me and they light a fire in me. So we've got a couple things that we're gonna be working on in the near future based on some conversations that we had. We did see our attorneys, we did see Legit, and we were very excited that we haven't had to really talk to Legit in a long time.
I was excited because they didn't know who I was.
And that was a great thing, but moreover, I think that we have a lot of work to do in our little town, but we are capable of doing it. Definitely seeing the Armory come down is bittersweet. I don't think anybody's really doing backflips about it, but I also don't think anybody's crying about it either. As I said before, the Armory is coming down, and as y'all can see, most of it is down. But you never take something away without replacing it with something better. The Armory was a place, I can speak about my experiences there. I learned how to sew there. I learned how to write a check there. I learned I learned my social security number there. And it was a place where we had a lot of social interaction with other kids outside of the school. And so we need that same framework. I don't want to say kids are worse off now than what we were, but it's a lot more out there now than it was when I was growing up in small town Pocono. You know, is it necessarily safe for us to leave our doors unlocked anymore? No way. No way. So we're talking about two different eras, but we're also talking about kids needing an outlet. So I look forward to us erecting a community center. I don't know where it's gonna go. We don't know where it's gonna go. Of course, that's something that we have to talk about. I did see an email this morning where the state of Maryland was asking for some documentations and some letters. So hopefully in the next meeting, we will get an update on that. Council, it has been requested that we go ahead and we meet the first week in March after the meeting or before the meeting or after the meeting to start working on our fees. Historically, fees and fines have taken up most of our time doing the budget. And I don't want us to be behind the 8 ball. Too often we've rushed. If we started in March, we won't have to rush. Also, I received emails today. I don't know if you all saw it. The draft for our comprehensive plan. I'm requesting that we have a work session to go over said draft, to make sure it's what we want, to make sure it's what the residents want. And on a final note, which should be celebratory for all of us, about 2 hours before our council meeting tonight, I don't know if y'all checked your emails, but we officially have the reverter clause for the property in which the Armory sat. It belongs to us, no strings attached. It is ours. Finally, this started, just to give you a timeline, this started in September of 2023. That's when we had our first meeting with the state about getting the reverter clause reversed. We got discouraged along the way. We didn't hear from them. I was calling, I was bugging Andrew to call, I was bugging John to call, and I know you all were doing the same thing. But when we stick to something and we have a goal, we are unstoppable. When we work as a team, we can't be beat. That's all I gotta say tonight. We're gonna move to comments from the city manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council. Just two things I want everybody to be aware of and have it on their radar who's interested in participating in the life of the city here. And that's the comprehensive plan, of course, and the coming redistricting process. These are two very publicly oriented processes that we want to bring everybody in the community into. We want to do it by committee, as they say. We want as much public input into the those two processes as we can possibly have, and we'll encourage it both online and at the various city council and other board and commission meetings along the way. So we do have a draft of a community profile, that's section 2.4 of the comprehensive plan that we're going to place online for folks to take a look at. You can take a look at the different elements of it, whatever you may be interested in, or look at it comprehensively: transportation, economic development, environment, all the different elements that come into play here. This hasn't been updated since 2014. This is a big deal for the city because it's going to shape our vision and give us a solid foundation for going forward to be the city that we want to be in the future with regard to all of the different elements. So we look forward to working with the community on that process. And again, we'll try to make it as user-friendly online as we can along the way. Redistricting, we're waiting for Salisbury University and their ESRI program to dispatch several of their planners. We've got some maps together. City planner Brandewee has been very helpful in working with the county to get a lot of the base maps ready. So we'll be ready to roll when they give us the green light, and they'll be here at certain city council and planning commission meetings along the way. So you'll hear from them as well. So those are two big projects that we just want to make sure stay out there in front of the public so that everybody understands along the way what's happening with these.
Thank you, Mr. Barkley. I do have a question for you. We do have impending weather tomorrow. Will the planning commission meeting still happen if City Hall is forced to close early?
That's a good question, Mr. Mayor. I think Mr. Brandewee is prepared to send out a notice tomorrow, depending. I understand the snow will hit about noon tomorrow. So we may have a dusting, we may have half a foot. We don't even know yet. So would that be up in the air? Probably tomorrow, late morning, early afternoon.
I would also, I wish y'all had told us that they were starting demolition on the Armory. I had to get a smoke signal from Pocomoke to Princess Anne. Somebody telling me, get on Facebook, they're tearing down one of your buildings. And I was like, oh, yeah. I never thought that they were talking about the Armory. So I'm going on Facebook and I'm strolling, I'm looking, and then I saw it was the Armory. So just a side note, it would have been nice for us to know before it happened. I mean, I saw that they had put out the boulders and things like that. I just didn't think it was coming down yesterday.
Well, Mr. Mayor, I'll put a little bit more detail in my weekly reports to give you a heads up for the following week, what's coming down. The gym came down today. It was kind of bittersweet for a lot of people. But, yes, sir, it's in progress.
Thank you. Going to move forward to item D, comments from the audience. If you have any comments, please come forward, state your name, and please provide Melinda, our city clerk, with your address. Hi.
My name is Leah Taylor, and I'm here with the Great Pocomoke Fair. I am the horse committee chairman, and I was instructed to be here by Sarah Chapman to ask permission to serve alcohol at a game show series that we have scheduled for the year. But I wasn't as prepared as her. And I don't know if this needs to go on the agenda.
It does.
We should wait for next.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
So
also
then-
a form.
You have to get it approved by the county as well. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go, I don't even know how they're doing it anymore.
I'll walk you through it.
That would be great.
I will.
Okay, thank you.
But wait, she has to have it in by, yes, but it has to be approved by us. When's your date?
The first one is March 8th.
No, because before it,
County.
before it goes, so before it goes to the county, it has to be approved by us. It would have had to have been approved. We could still approve it in the next meeting. It's just about the county schedule and how they schedule their meetings. let's talk to Melinda and let's talk with CL. We'll figure something out, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jamie Evans, Dockside Restaurant, 2 Riverside Drive. The reason I'm here tonight is the agenda says termination of grant / Dockside. Our phones have been ringing off the hook. Dockside didn't have anything to do with that grant, nothing. And then the way this was worded with termination of grant, people thought that we were now being kicked out of our lease. I'm requesting something from you guys, whether it be a press release or something that comes out in writing saying that this had nothing to do with Dockside. This was the property owned by Pocomoke that's currently a restaurant. Not
Well,
our business.
I thought I made it clear when I said that in the meeting, but the thing, this is my thing. People are gonna talk. They're gonna talk until they're blue in the face. They've been saying for years that you all are gonna be kicked out,
Yes, sir.
and you haven't been kicked out yet.
No, we have not. No, but this is in writing. Rumors are one thing, but this was put in writing. I'm just asking, how many people are gonna go and watch this versus read the minutes or anything like that? I'm just asking for something to be put in writing to go along with what's in writing here, to match it. That's all I'm asking. Again, you use the name Dockside and it could have been easily put as the city-owned property restaurant versus our name, because we didn't have a grant. It wasn't about us.
Someone
Okay.
will address it.
All right, thank you.
I don't think so.
I'm sorry.
I don't think it's unreasonable.
Thank you.
I just wanted to tell you that going along with the armory, the idea that they had of taking the stones and using them as the base of the flags, I think that's an awesome idea. And can't wait to see it when it's done. That's all.
Thank you. Are there any other comments from the audience? You got some flowers for me?
I am an ordained minister. We can do this right now.
If there are no other comments from the audience, council, could I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll second it.
The motion has been properly made and seconded. All those in favor use the sound aye. Those that oppose, you have the same right. Everyone have a great night. Thanks for coming.